Good evening, cyber friends. This is Mitty Man coming back at from Walks Music, and with another word for the day. Matter of fact, my first word of the day. I haven't had a chance to do no video or nothing else today. It was one of those days, but nevertheless, we thank God for life, health, and strength. We thank Him for as well as it is, and we give Him all the praise. And we also thank God for each and every one of you. The cyber friends, you know who you are, from YouTube all the way to Blog Talk. You know who you are. End Time Harvest Gang as well. I wanted to say something just on a small token, and I don't want to make a long video, but I just want to say a few words. As my title say, we all need to forget foolishness. Now, let me say that again. We all need to forget foolishness. Now, when I say we all, I mean we all need to forget foolishness. We need to forget about it. We need to go on and let that stuff go. Let it go on. My great-grandma, God bless her, passed away when I was in college, back in 1985. And matter of fact, she always used to tell me that I cannot do anything about an egg once it's broken. You can't put it back in the shell. In other words, water under the bridge is gone. It never backs back up. So, in other words, we need to forget about it. There are some things that we need to just leave alone. And man, I've always been one. I never cared too much about all this shit thing, what we call. In other words, you know, you got people talking about, I don't like this person. I don't like that person. First of all, you know, when we say that, we need to be careful. Because, see, just as I can sit here and say, whom I don't like, there's somebody saying the same thing about me. We need to forget about this foolishness, people. Now, what we need to do is get on board and get on the bandwagon, and it's time for harvest. We need to be telling people about the Lord and about Christ and getting people saved. That's what we need to be about. And now we're going to have to forget about the race. We're going to have to forget about bigotry and all this stuff. And let me tell you something now. You know, this thing is not relegated to no specific ethnic group. Oh yeah, I know that surprised a lot of us. You think that only one specific person can be bigot or racist, but you can be racist yourself. It's not colorblind. In other words, it's not colorblind. You can be black and be racist. You can be white and be racist. You can be an Indian and be racist. In other words, you can be Jewish and be racist. Matter of fact, the Japanese races were against the Chinese at one time. So it doesn't have anything to do with color. It has something to do with when one ethnic group, regardless of whom they may be, black, white, red, polka dotted, pink, or yellow, think that you are better than another. We all are God's children. We were created in the image of God. We all were. I didn't have not a hand to say in what family I was born into. Guess what? I could have been born Indian. I could have been born a Russian. I could have been born a Japanese. I didn't have any say-so over that. But guess what? Whether I was Japanese or Chinese, I'm still belong to God. We are all God's creation, made in the image of Him. Made in the image of Him. And therefore, we shouldn't have any trouble dealing with each other on a level basis. Now, does that mean that you got to be lay down and do this? No. That don't mean you got to be ignorant and stupid. You don't want to. The Lord said in His Word, my people are destroyed for lack of knowledge. So now I'm not telling you that not to work and deal with people according to knowledge. But what I am saying, that we need to forget about all this foolishness of thinking that we are better than anybody else. And we cannot do things. We stop progress because of the fact that we call ourselves, we don't like this. Well, you know, they don't like me and you don't like. See, when are we going to ever let that mess go? It's never going to die. According to the scripture, where there's strife and confusion, God is not in that. So if we ever going to get God to come in and heal our land, we're going to have to come together. Oh, yes, sir. We're going to have to come together. And I mean, you can't even get people to do stuff together on Facebook. You can't even get people to do stuff, the little simple thing. They always got to have separation. Jesus never taught separation. And neither have many man. I don't care. I'll work with anybody if they want to be worked with. If they want to be worked with. Now, you can't make people do anything. But nevertheless, you don't have anything to do with how other people act. You only have control of your own self. So, when are we going to stop the foolishness? All the time, I don't like this person because they're white. I don't like this person because they're green. Well, forget that mess. Forget that mess. And we got to forget it, and we got to lay it down. You will not enter the kingdom with that kind of mess in you. I'm telling you that now. You can go. That's scripture. You go to the book of Revelation. Nothing going to enter that kingdom that defiled. And God never taught separation. Jesus in his prayer, he said, Lord, I pray, my Father, they be one, just as you and I are one. So when we can learn to put aside all these differences, even to the fact right now of the president and the government. Okay, we got President Barack Obama is the president now. Okay, he's a black man. His father's African, his mother is white. But nevertheless, he's a black man. Or would you want to call him a mixed man, or whatever you want to call him. They just call him a man. Why don't we just call him a man? We are men and women in God's kingdom, period. And God doesn't love middle man no more than he loves the next man. See, once we get that in through our head, we're going to be all right. We don't have no monopoly on God. God only loves faith. Faith is the only thing that moves God. So now you can say all you want, keep on talking all this crazy, foolish talk. You're doing nothing but keeping your own self down. You're keeping your own self further behind. So until we can get past this foolishness on all levels, we're never going to really do anything great for God in this life. Oh, we may go to heaven. Your salvation is secured by Christ. But you're never going to amount to much more than that, because you cannot put aside your little petty idea. Matter of fact, everybody got to say so in this thing. You know, I don't know it all. You don't know it all. But we all can come together and put it together. Then we can have a big soup. But no, we just satisfied with a little cup. As long as I can do it my way. I'm not worried about nobody else. We need to get out of that mess. Stop the foolishness, people. Stop the foolishness. Now, with that said, Mr. Man, I'm going to cut it off right here. And I'm going to say whatever you get into, if God is not in it, it's best that you come out of it, because it's going to come to nothing anyway. This is Mitty Man saying until tomorrow night on Blog Talk, peace and goodbye.